when I got out of the hospital, the mental hospital, and through the medevac and all that process, when I first remembered or first came to, it was like, man, what do I do now?
I have been diagnosed with PTSD, combat related. I have skin breakouts of eczema on my body, tetanitis. I have hearing loss in my left ear, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue.
That I do have anger issues and issues with controlling my patience.
I've been diagnosed with PTSD and depression, chronic depression. Some other things, but I think those are the two that are the biggest daily struggle. You know, I've compared it to alcoholism or something like that, where every morning when you wake up, it's a choice that you have to make to deal with it.
I suffer from PTSD. I suffer from depression, anxiety. I'm very vulnerable, just like the Mustang.
Sometimes I have a hard time remembering things specifically. And then I kind of have I wouldn't say a short temper, but it can pop and just turn on instantly.
It's really hard to be told that you can't work anymore. That, you know, hey, sit at home, be quiet, come to the VA for your appointment, we'll give you a bunch of meds, and we'll pay you.
So they became very cohesive bunch. But in doing that, they became a bubble that they didn't let anybody else in. So when I would be in class with them, I oftentimes felt like I was speaking to 6 walls. I was shut off.
They get frustrated fast and easily, and Mustangs will really teach you how to control that for sure.
You know, the day that we look forward to the most, when you find out you're accepted in this program, it's the day you pick up your Mustang. But for me, as I was standing there and I was watching them run into the corrals, it was such a powerful moment. Seeing these horses in person, how majestic they are, was really more than I could handle.
They're wild, untamed, and it kind of reminded me of when I went into the Army. I was kind of wild, I was kind of untamed, I wanted to be me.
They're a free soul, and until we put them in like a pen or something, then they're out of their element. Kind of like we're out of our element when we're thrown in a place that we don't know where we're at or where we want to be. In my belief, they're a representation of your soul.
They seem more eager to learn, more passionate. Seems like once you actually make the connection, that they're more of want to be in your back pocket and look for you for guidance.
The first couple of weeks I worked with her, she wanted to eat me. She just tried to bite me multiple times. And through working through gentleness and kindness with her, it worked her out of that and taught me how to be how to be patient and work myself through it.
You know, handling a wild horse, you know, I like to joke with my wife. You know, she says, well, the way you're feeling right now, handling that wild horse, is how I felt handling you.
So being able to be in control of my emotions has been really key in working with the horses, and of course in real life as well.
She was, from day one I walked in and she just put her head down and walked up to me. I mean, it was crazy, just crazy.
Looking more and more and researching more and more into Mustangs, and you know, I started noticing a lot of similarities between Mustangs and me, and the trials and tribulations that we both go through.
One of the things that's meant the world to me being here that Gayle talked to us about from day one is experiencing that aha moment, that moment where it sort of clicks and all comes together for you, where the healing really begins and you start to leave behind everything that got you to this place.
It's the Mustang. It's the relationship with the horse. And when that relationship, I can't explain it, but when there's that trust that starts happening one to the other, then that wall comes down.
The Mustangs are great because it teaches them how to communicate without words and using their body language and using their emotions to communicate and keeping their emotions under control.
I guess you got to find pretty much peace with yourself because they can sense everything that you're doing. If you come in and there was one day I had a bad, just something happened on the way down and I can't remember what it was, but I walked in and I was kind of grumpy when I got here, and I could tell she could sense it because she wasn't acting her normal self. She was kind of keeping her distance from me, and once we all got talking out here and just kind of relaxed and was talking to each other, and I went back in and I wasn't grumpy anymore. She just went back to being her normal self, came up, put her head up against me, and just wanted to be friends.
So when the veterans get into a tough spot with their horses, a lot of times both of them stop breathing. And when they get through that, you see them both just simultaneously take this big breath and you're like, there it is. That's what they needed.
So we're able to see sometime a mirror image of ourselves in our Mustang. So that's vital because then you can stop and say, whoa, what am I doing wrong here? And, regroup and readjust ourselves so that we're not aggravating our already pre-existing condition.
The changes that I've noticed are being able to stay calm instead of just, I'm typically a calm guy, but when my brain starts going on auto cycle, I usually have to take an anxiety pill. Well, I haven't since I've been working here with the Mustang.
I mean, I think it benefits the veterans and the horses pretty equally. Gives them a purpose in life and makes them work hard for something positive.
My horse, Hero, has taught me that there's actually a hero inside of me, and I just need to look inside myself for a lot of things that I need, and be strong.
Yeah, a lot of veterans with PTSD, they have a switch and not a dial, and this program has definitely given me the dial back.
My hope for this program is that it goes nationwide. We have a huge supply of Mustangs that need private care adoption. We have a huge supply, unfortunately, of our veterans that are suffering with PTSD, that have different kinds of disabilities because of the war. When we pair the veteran and the Mustang together, it's just incredible what it does for the horse and what it does for the veteran.
This is a way for me to find an alternative way to relieve my stress, to help with my medical conditions, besides popping a grocery bag full of pills that the VA likes to give.
What I have learned is to be a lot more patient with not only my Mustang, but with myself. I think, and my family could tell you too, that I have definitely, just in a short 6 weeks, become a lot more patient.
It helps me calm down.
So what we are creating for these veterans is a safe place for 6 weeks of their life. How many adults get to take 6 weeks out of their life
I hope this program gets bigger, gets wider across the country, and gets more Mustangs into homes and more veterans into better lives.
We need to get more of these programs nationwide. Mustang Heritage Foundation is willing to mentor whomever would like to do this program. We're not keeping it to ourselves. We want to share it.
Thank you, Mustang Heritage Foundation. You're making a wonderful change in my life.
You know, from the bottom of my heart, when I say thank you, that's something that I mean very much.
I can't say enough, and thank you.
Thank you, Mustang Heritage. Thank you especially, GAYLE, for showing us all the things you have. Katie, for just your willingness to train us and help us hopefully one day to be as good as you.
The relationship has healed so many of them. And they get back out into society and they become gainfully employed, many of them, and they become better husbands, better fathers, better sons and daughters, better friends. This program changes their life.
If you have problems and you don't think that anybody cares, or nobody's actually found a way to help you with any of your problems, you can almost fix them and find them, find out how to fix it, or it'll fix itself automatically just being here in the group and working with the horses.
I'd really like to give back at some point to Mustang Heritage Foundation. I don't think they truly realize what this has done for me, and the doors of opportunity that have now been opened, that I'm just more recently starting to see the possibilities. So I'll definitely be moving forward with Mustangs.